Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are tuning in from around the world. This is a bit different today because I have not been able to load my normal video editing recording studio as normal, and so I am having to just film this as I'm able to on my portable iPad device here. And so bear with me, we are going to have a great show anyway, even though I am not on your screen today. I wasn't able to get that going today, so I hope that we'll have that ready and okay for the altcoin show, which is going to be in a couple of hours. So hopefully we'll have it resolved by then. Okay, what are we going to talk about in today's show? Is the shakeout over? Is it over? Is the shakeout over? And we're also going to talk about who is Satoshi Nakamoto. Who is the real Satoshi? And we're going to talk about one of the very key indicators that I use to identify local bottoms or dips for buying, as well as a stunning move by an ancient Bitcoin whale that will blow your mind. So I'm going to talk about those three things. Then we're going to get into the charts and have a look at what Bitcoin's doing to see if the shakeout is over. All right. So again, thank you all. Make sure you smash that like. Those of you who watch the show on a regular basis, smash that like. This helps get the content out to more people and also does help to support the channel. As well, also, I have a number of great links below in the description of this video. The cheat sheet there with entries and exits. There's educational free resources. The Stocks with Josh Discord, the most amazing Discord on the planet, is below in the Discord. Is below in the description. It's also on my cheat sheet as well, and I will be in there today interacting with the most amazing community on the crypto channel, sharing bunches of trades and information and ideas. So please check that out. And also, as always, I do appreciate all of the kind comments that are made, all the encouragement, the people who take the time to write. Certainly, I do appreciate that a lot. And all the questions that I get asked there, I do get back to those as soon as I am able to. Okay, well, let's jump into the show. And so here we go. First of all, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. Now, it had dropped to 31. I think it's popped back up to around 40. It's still in fear. It's still in fear. And this has been one of the ways that I identify the local bottom on the markets. Now, just one of the indicators that I use, not all of the indicators that I use. I do share that in my life-changing gains series. I've got a full educational resources. You can check that out, and you can learn also how to identify local bottoms and local tops. And if you look here at the Fear and Greed Index, we're currently at 49. Okay, so we're right on the button. There's an indecision in the market. Are we going to move? And you can see that it's been a fairly decent indicator whenever we've seen it come down. Fear and Greed Index was down around 40 there, and then it just absolutely smoked and took off. And you can see down just in more recent price action, you can see actually going to the red, extreme greed. That's a real big 25. That's a real big buy signal there, and certainly we can. Extreme fear. And of course, when it goes into extreme greed is when. And so this is one of the market indicators that I use in confluence with others, just one, as to whether to look at buying into any dips that might be available to buy there. Okay, so and certainly when it's in the green, this is the time to take. When you see these green, like this big green, there's a time to take profit there when we get into extreme greed. And we had some greed and some extreme greed there as well. And it's funny how quickly, just a week ago, we were in greed and then we went into fear. We did not get into that extreme fear territory, and that would be a real major flag warning for me to say, hey, let's have a look at the charts and let's look at the potential of a local bottom here, okay? And then next here we have the second piece of news item we have here is this ancient Bitcoin whale has moved 3.58 million Bitcoin to exchanges. He's holding over $72 million of Bitcoin, but he's held it since, or they have held it since 2009. And they've sent a total of this Bitcoin to Kraken with their most recent movements just yesterday. Okay, and so the Bitcoin was mined 1 month after Bitcoin's launch in February, March 2009. And so just absolutely incredible. They've held all this time. Are they going to sell? Are they going to dump this on the market? Very, very interesting there. And then lastly here today, Len Sassaman. Is this possibly the real Satoshi Nakamoto? HBO's upcoming documentary might finally reveal it, and here's where it might be true and what it means for your Bitcoins. And I'll let you read that. Picks on Chain on Twitter there has a great thread, 1 of 12, and he'll break down this person that could well be Satoshi Nakamoto, okay? This person has since passed on in 2011, I believe. So certainly may never truly know if this is Satoshi Nakamoto, but this does feel like this is the possibility. But I'll be interested and I will be watching this documentary, and there will be a lot of articles about this, so that will be very, very interesting to watch when that comes out. I'm not sure of the date there. All right, so let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart. So we talk at the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index dropped. And so why did I, yesterday and the day before on the 200 EMA, when we had touches on it there, I said to you how crucial a level this was, number one. Number two, I said to you yesterday that I was buying this dip, and that my level of buying this dip was in line with the size of the fear of this dip and we haven't seen a crazy dip. If you look, the RSIs, it's actually bullish divergence. We have bullish divergence. We don't have bearish divergence, for example. So we've got bullish divergence here. And so the size of my buying, the level of my buying was really in relation to what I felt was the depth of the dip. And I just didn't think it was as severe or as deep as a dip. I mean, this one we went into extreme fear. I think we went extreme fear here as well. And so these are some of the things that I look at. And so I would, and look, this may have been it. This may have been our little dip for October. Generally speaking, historically speaking, the low for October is generally in the first 10 days, the first 8 to 10 days there. And usually that low is the low for the rest of the year. And so is the shakeout over? Is this the final shakeout? It may well have been. It may well have been, but it may well have not been. Okay, and I think there is still a little bit of indecision there. Is the shakeout over? We may see, if we were to, for example, this is the level that we're at right now that I really feel that we need to break through here. And we need to break through this level, 62,148. If we can break through this level and come up to, again, the trend line here, but that doesn't mean that we can't come down at some point, because just because October, generally speaking, has seen the low early in October doesn't mean that we can't have a flush out in the later times of October as well, or even a nice dump to start November. I mean, we've had a dump to start each month already, so there's, to start a dump in November and to come up here and then to come back to and really just surprise everybody and come back to this 57, 58 area here. Okay, so a couple of things that I'm looking for is a break above this 200. You've seen how it starts to go green. We also have a Lux Algo buy on the 4 hour as well. So that's a positive signal. The last time we had a buy There we had a slight increase, and then look at that come down. So we have had that, and we did break above. Remember yesterday we were in this little zone here, and now we've broken above the 200 EMA on the 4 hours. That's bullish. And so definitely if you were looking to swing trade, a couple of places to have entered, which or even for hodl that I gave yesterday was one, a break and retest above the 200 EMA or at the 50-day moving average. You could have taken that trade, or also your third option was as you broke, and you can see as it broke through this line, and you can see it came back and retested. So it broke here, and it came back and retested here. That was a place to get on the trade at about 61,600 if you missed the break and retest. And if you look, so when I say break and retest, and some people can front run it, and so I'll give two examples here. This is a break, and then we had a successful retest, and then down, and we had another successful retest, and there was a couple of times that you could have gotten in the trade there. But some people just will take this, and they'll take the retest, and they'll put a stop loss under because they're expecting a successful retest. Okay, just in case the retest doesn't happen for a little while there. You can see, so that there for Bitcoin. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for to see if we can, and we've certainly just turned green here on the ribbons. Over here you can see this red is turning to green, and so this was another place just to jump in on the trade, just over here as you see that move. So these are indicators that I look for as to whether to get into trades there. And this is, if you don't have this indicator here, this EMA indicator that is right here, you just go to your indicators section here, the indicator section here, and then you will look at the 15, the ribbon for scalping 5 to 15 minute time frames. Generally, I do use it on 5 for 15, but it can help me into trades for longer swings on the 4 hour or the 1 day. So that's how you would add that indicator there. And you've got the 200 EMA on the 4 hour and the 200 EMA on the daily. So what are we looking for here? We're looking for a break and a retest. So a break and a retest above the 62,270. Break it, come back and retest it, and then that we should see that begin to move up to around that 66. Now we do have some economic events, some global events going on in the Middle East, and that could certainly affect the price and certainly kind of invalidate some of this TA. So just be careful with your trade, set your stop losses, know where you're looking to enter the trade and where you're looking to exit the trade. And obviously if you got in off my entry yesterday or the last few days, entries here, now would be a time to move the stop loss up here to around maybe 62,000. So if we drop down below it, or if you want to be a bit less aggressive, maybe the 61,400, and then maybe you can get back in around this $60,000 level there. If we're to lose this level here, I feel almost certain we're going to come down to this $57,000, $58,000 level there, and that would be fine because we're still going to be, as long as we hold that, creating a higher low, and we do have a higher low at the moment. There we've got the low, we've got the higher low, and currently we have a higher low there, which is bullish, and we did make a higher high over here on the Bitcoin charts as well. So if you're looking for a trade setup on Bitcoin, I entered here. This was the entry that I gave. You had a few days to get in. I'm not jumping in here, not even on a break and retest. There's not as much room to the upside there. That was the entry there. Obviously, if we come back and test this and have a successful retest, that could be a good re-entry there. And if we lose that, then we're looking at that 57 to 58. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. Again, thanks for tuning in. Sorry that I haven't been able to offer you my smile on camera today as normal, and hopefully in the altcoin show in a few hours we'll have that resolved. If not, we'll just go ahead and do a bunch of news and TA as we've done, and hopefully we'll have this resolved by tomorrow for the stock show, which is coming up on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. And